is he refereeing the game there, or is he refereeing to the observer in the stand and what he's expected in his coaching? Because for the life of me, if you're refereeing that as a football referee and someone who understands the game, that's not a penalty kick.
Do you think there's any chance, Des, that Willie Collum comes out in his review show and says, "No, we're happy with that decision"? Would you be astonished if he came out and said that?
I like what Willie's done this year because he's been more accountable, and he's been more accountable than any SFA's referees come out. I would like to think that he would come out and say, guys, we can't expect penalty. To me, this is a refereeing decision, or a decision that nobody expects in refereeing. And that was his statement at the start of the year. So I would love to see Willie come out and say, do you know what, guys, hands up, we got it wrong. But how does St Johnstone feel with that?
Exactly. What's the legal ramifications for that? If St Johnstone are down, if Dundee then go down, then, you know, can Willie Collum actually come out and say, yep, that one's on us, guys. See you in a couple of years?
Yeah, I don't know. It's very difficult, isn't it? Thank goodness I'm not a
What a
lawyer
mess.
in football.
What a mess. I for the life of me, I just can't understand why Nick Walsh was in such a rush to give it. I hear what you're saying, Des, but my God.
That's the thing. Nick Walsh he knows the game. I mean, he's been in the game a long time. I mean, he has to know the game. He has to know the context of that particular game and what it would mean.
So much riding on it.
I can't believe a guy that knows the game and has ref so many games and must have watched hundreds of these decisions in his training and during games or whatever, and he somehow thinks, he doesn't think to himself, how is that going to look? No, how is this going to look? What are people going to think of that decision? Even if he's thinking by the absolute letter of the law, this is a penalty, refs have to think about the game.
Common sense.
Aye, common sense. How's it going
Law
to
18.
look? Yeah.
Law 18. And as we said there, knowing the game, that's why he's got that game, because it's such high profile and such high stakes at it. See, what does it say? See if it looks stupid. It probably is stupid. So you don't
if it
give
looks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck. Yeah.
Aye, it's a duck.
Des, I asked you a question a couple of weeks ago on here, and I think you kind of your answer was kind of ambiguous a little bit, but that you said, I hope that would not be the case. I think I asked you a question about, have you experienced or come across referees who actually go out there looking to make a name for themselves, to be the headline act? Because that, I hate to say it, because I was really backing Nick Walsh. I really thought he was really on an upward trajectory and going to become a real top ref. That to me was screaming of a guy who didn't need to get involved, chose to get involved, and knew that there was going to be massive consequences to getting involved. And here we are all talking about him the next night.
Well, certainly, as I said at the time, and I won't be ambiguous on it, I've certainly never done it. The guys that have shared the dressing rooms have certainly never done it. But when you watch things like that, then I can't say that the thought doesn't crop into your mind, because I think I've said to you, my mantra was, I just wanted to go into a game, get in there and get out as quick as you can, and nobody knows you. Mm-hmm. I was always known as Des Roach 6, and I'm quite happy with that. But when guys are making decisions, you think, why do you want to bring that upon yourself? Because it's only going to end one way. It's only going to end one way. I would certainly hope not. And as I said before, we get bad decisions and good decisions. We get bad referees and poor referees. Last night, in my opinion, was just a really, really poor